What is going on, guys? It is the ProdigyCraft here, back with episode 3 of Formula 1 2024 career mode, and today we are racing in Australia. The Oz GP, not a bad one for me. I quite like this circuit, but obviously I'm not quite liking the car that we have. So let's jump straight in, and I will see you guys in the first practice session.
A very warm welcome to Melbourne, the city that boasts 4 seasons in one day. Let's get this show on the road and let's see who'll be top of the timesheets down under.
I've had a chat with the R&D team about the new parts, and we're happy that they've been integrated into the car okay. With any luck, you'll be able to feel the improvement, so go and give them a try.
Right, okay then, here we are in practice for the Australian Grand Prix. The first thing I'm going to do in this race is I'm actually going to put a setup on the car. Now, you saw me doing setups with the car in F1 23, but I haven't really done it so far in F1 2024. And that's because the handling model in 24, as you know, I've been struggling with it quite a bit. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to try a setup, and I'm going to see if that works any better for the car. Because obviously I don't want to be just at the back of the grid every weekend. I know I'm going to be because it's a Haas. But the last thing I want to do is be fighting for P19. I want the best possible outcome for my race. Now, I don't know why the brake pressure is on 99%. For me, if that's been the case the last couple of races, I need to have checked that, because that is not very good for myself. So we're going to go with this setup as a custom setup, and what we're going to do is we're going to get straight out there for a race strategy program. We're going to see how the car feels.
Okay, test complete, and that was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done.
Well, what can I say, other than the car feels night and day different to what it did yesterday. Although I'm not sure whether the game has been updated, because the handling feels incredibly different to what it did yesterday in the race, or whether that's just the setup that I have put on the car for this Grand Prix. But the differences between Jeddah and the Australian circuit are massive, in regards to the speeds of the corners and things like this. But even in the high-speed turns, this car feels incredible. The handling feels spot on. I did see when I went on my EA this morning, it did say update complete. So I'm not sure whether they have actually updated the game, or whether the setup changes I've made make the car feel so different. But all I can say is I have supreme confidence in the car. The traction probably feels still quite high in comparison to what it usually does on medium traction. But I'm feeling like quite positive for this race weekend. It does feel really, really good. And I feel like I have a great chance of potentially getting a good race out of this. So the next thing we're going to run is the qualifying pace program, something that I've notoriously been struggling with so far in F1 2024, especially in the Bahrain Grand Prix and again yesterday in Jeddah. But we're going to see what we can get out of the qualifying pace program and hopefully have a good weekend out of this. I'm feeling quite positive for the weekend to come. So join me at the end of the qualifying pace program and we can see where we are at.
Program complete, and a job well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can take you through the numbers.
That is unbelievable. Unbelievable how that car feels in comparison to yesterday. And that has actually put us top of the timing sheet. So I don't know what the difference is between yesterday and today, but this car feels absolutely amazing. Now, we have had some upgrades this weekend. Quite a few of them actually. But nowhere near what should be putting us at the top of the timing sheet. Now, I know it's only practice, so I don't want to be getting ahead of myself. But unbelievable how this car feels around this circuit. But I've always been quite good around Australia. It's always been one of my best circuits, especially since they reprofiled this turn. I don't know what to say, other than I've got supreme confidence in the car. yeah, that section, that little S section there feels absolutely incredible. I feel like I can push even further in that section. And what a lap there for the qualifying pace program. Unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable. So I will try and do a tyre management program, although I've arguably never been very good at the tyre management. So we'll just see how it goes and we'll see where we are at the end of it. But I'm not expecting too much.
Okay, test complete, and that was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done.
So even the tyre wear program feels relatively good, and it's on a set of quite old medium tyres. I know the 40% wear on the front left there, 21% on the front right. That is quite a difference. But we're gonna, yeah, you can feel it through the turns. But we're gonna see where we are at the end of practice. And as you can see there, we've absolutely aced every single practice program there in practice 1. And we are second on the timing boards, only to Fernando Alonso. We are 2 tenths quicker in the sector 3. He is 2 tenths quicker in sector 1. But then again, I definitely feel like we can push more on the soft tyres. So this is going to be an interesting qualifying when we get there.
And that's it. Practice is officially over. Until next time, goodbye. A warm welcome, everybody. We're here in the heart of Melbourne. It's Albert Park, and it's qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix.
Alright, it is absolutely pouring it down here. It is saying...
Okay, recommend taking wet tyres in the current conditions.
It's saying to go out on the full wets. I am not sure what everybody else is doing, but we can see K-Mag's going out on the full wets. I might as well just try my luck and go out on a set of intermediate tyres and just see where that puts us. If everyone else is going out on wets, I'm going to go out on a set of inters. Mind you, it is looking pretty bad, to be honest. It might be full wet conditions. Well, you know, you got to try it, if everyone else is going full wet. That's what I'm talking about. 3rd lap in a row. We have gone quickest on the intermediate tyres in Q1. I think inters are the quickest way to go. If you can get them to work around here, we are definitely quicker on the intermediate tyre than the wet runners. So I think if they're not going to move to wets, I think that's on. If they're not going to move to intermediates, that's on them. I still think there's time in my lap yet. And these are old inters. That's 3-lap old inters. So I think potentially the front runners are going to want to move to the intermediate tyre. If if we can go that quick on a set of inters. Then again, Perez has gone 7/10 quicker on a set of wets. So, I don't know, maybe I should move to a set of wet tyres. Okay, let's have a look at the times.
With conditions as they are, I'd suggest you take a set of full wets.
I don't know, I don't think that they're getting a second on us. And then we've got a new set of wets for the race, so let's continue. I think we're fine. So at the end of Q1 there, it is Charles Leclerc P1, Max Verstappen P2, Sergio Perez P3 with ourselves slotting in P14, only just making it through there to Q2, and we went on a set of intermediate tyres. Kevin Magnussen getting knocked out there in P17 on a set of wets. That means that in qualifying 2 we have a fresh set of wets to go on to if we need them. So let's go through to Q2. See, now everyone's going out on intermediates.
Right, that's us pushed down into P15.
And we have gone quickest
Okay,
there.
doing well out there. Keep it
With
up.
a
We're looking at about
1:28.7.
10 minutes of rain. 10 minutes.
Unbelievable quickest on the intermediate tyres there. We've pulled a lap absolutely out of the bag. Considering we went through to Q2 there in P14, we are currently leading the timing session here in qualifying. What a change of pace that is. And we are first by over a second there. That is unbelievable. I think we are safe to go through to Q3. Unbelievable. And at the end of qualifying 2, unbelievably, it is myself in P1, Max Verstappen P2, and George Russell in position 3. We have topped qualifying 2, getting an absolutely unbelievable lap out of them intermediate tyres. And what can happen in qualifying 3 here? Nothing has changed, difficulty-wise, from last race to this. Let's see what happens in Q3. It is dry now. It is saying that it is dry. And so we're going to be going out on a set of soft tyres. This is not good for us.
We're set.
It doesn't look dry down the pit lane. I see that Red Bull going down, leaving spray behind it, and so is that Aston Martin. It doesn't look dry out there. No, it certainly does not look dry. And with a 1:26.7 there, we have gone fastest in Q3 first runs. But I think we can go even faster here on this lap with DRS active. The track is rapidly drying up here.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining. down the order, you're now in P7. P7.
And again, we've gone fastest on that second lap there with a 1:25.219. I think we're going to have to go out at the end and set another lap here, but this is looking unbelievable. We are P5 across the line. Absolutely unbelievable there. Unbelievable.
Qualifying wrapped up now. We have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
What an unbelievable qualifying session there. Getting through to Q3, but not only Q3, with our very last ditch effort, we come across the line in P5. Unbelievable there. I think we're only going to go backwards in the race tomorrow, but what a start there for the Haas team. They've got to be more than happy with that.
Well, once upon a time, this used to be the season opener before it fell victim to a pandemic reshuffling. But now Albert Park is back at the heart of the F1 calendar, so welcome to sun-kissed Melbourne for the Australian Grand Prix. We go racing today then in the state of Victoria, where the drivers have 14 corners and 3.28 miles to navigate at an average lap speed of around 120 miles per hour. Close proximity of the barriers make accidents inevitable, and recent history shows us that a safety car is not at all out of the question. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Sainz, Leclerc, Jackson, Fernando Alonso, Oscar Piastri, Hamilton, Norris, Russell, Stroll, Albon, Zhou, Bottas, Ocon, Gasly, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Sargent, and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And alongside me, bringing glamour and expertise to our commentary today, Naomi Schiff. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, every driver certainly has their own way of preparing themselves before a race. But I can tell you that pre-race rituals are a real thing. When I was in go-karting, I used to touch every wheel in a specific sequence before I got into the kart. And then I stepped up to cars and had a specific set of fireproof base layers just for race day. So watch the drivers when they're on the grid. Some may be sitting on the floor and isolating, others may be up to other things that they do. But these little things really help their minds get ready for the race.
So it is 1 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and away that we go for the Australian Grand Prix. And immediately later, we've already got a fantastic start. headed off Sainz and Leclerc straight away into turn 1. And now we are right behind Perez and Verstappen, who are fighting there going into turn 1. It looks like Verstappen's got the lead there over Perez as they head down now, and it looks like it is Verstappen, Perez, and then myself slotting in P3 there, with Sainz, Leclerc, Alonso, Piastri, Norris, Hamilton, Albon, Russell, Stroll, Zhou, Bottas, Magnussen, Ocon, Sargent, Gasly, Tsunoda and Ricciardo to finish off the field. So you join me here on lap 1. We've got Carlos Sainz about 3 tenths behind us, and we're chasing Sergio Perez here. He's got a good start. I've got an even better start there into the podium positions before lap 2. And it looks like Perez there is going to be going for a move on Verstappen. They're side by side near enough into the high speed section of this track, and it is Verstappen who managed to keep the lead over Perez. But that fighting there, that's Verstappen being slow through that high speed section, means that we're all over the back of Sergio Perez here as we come round to finish lap 1. We've got Sainz 2 tenths right behind us there. So what an amazing start for us, already into the podium positions, and it doesn't look like we're holding up the field much. In fact, at some points there it looks like we're pushing Perez, but he's got a bit of a gap on us as we head into the second lap. DRS is active this lap now. It looks like we are quicker through the corners here, so we move on to lap 3. There goes Perez, DRS wide open there, and we've got DRS. He looks to the outside of Verstappen there. Verstappen gives him room, and it looks like Perez he's got through there, and we're right behind Verstappen here. He's going to have no DRS there going down. We've got DRS wide open. We head to the outside, and under the braking zone we managed to get Verstappen done there, and that's us up into P2. What an amazing move there, managing to make the move on Verstappen. What is going on in this Grand Prix that this Haas is so fast? And up next is Sergio Perez. We are 5 tenths behind him. We're going to get DRS now going down the straight as we move on to lap 4. And Verstappen with DRS behind us, but we've got that Ferrari engine in the Haas. He moves to the outside, but it doesn't quite manage to get anything done there. And we are all over the back of Sergio Perez here. He's got slow out of that corner. We've got DRS. We look to the outside, and then we make a dive bomb down the inside, late on the brakes there, and there we are. We're ahead of Sergio Perez. Unbelievable there. We've got ahead of both Verstappen and Perez by lap 4. I'm not quite sure where the pace from this Haas has come from, but we are ahead, and we're not comfortably ahead, about 5 tenths. It looks like Perez is gaining on us there. 5 tenths going down. It's going to be under 5 tenths. It's 4.5 tenths, 4 tenths, 3 tenths. And is he going to be looking at a move? He's got DRS wide open. He looks to our outside there. We're side by side. He's actually a little bit ahead, but we managed to outbrake him there and stay ahead as we go through the high speed section of the track. So this is going to be a really, really close battle here. I don't think we're going to be able to maintain the lead as we're heading to finish lap 4 there. He is all over the back of us, and we are just coming around the final turn series, about 2 tenths, and we've got a wheel on the grass, and we've gone wide. We've gone wide, and that allows Perez to go back ahead of us there. Verstappen, we're spraying dirt all over the track there. You could see it coming off the rear tyres, and we're going to have to go defensive to Verstappen, and we'll lead him all the way to the outside, but he can't quite get alongside us, or he does, but we just closed the door there into turn 1. And unfortunately we let a mistake happen. We got on a wheel on the grass, the outside front, and that just sent us a little bit wide under braking, and Perez was able to get back ahead of us here as we skip forward to lap 6. We are again all over the back of Sergio Perez, DRS wide open. He doesn't get that, about 12-kilometer advantage, and we make it work right down the inside there, and we've got the place back from Sergio Perez. We're going to be close to pit lap on lap 7 here, but I'm not sure what's going on, where the pace has come from here as we come forward to lap 7, and we are now boxing from the lead. It looks like Verstappen is coming in behind us as well as Leclerc, so we're going to see if we can get a good pit stop here. You can see the dirt all over the car from where I've been going offline, and it looks like a good stop. We're going onto the hard compound tyre there. Where are we going to come out? It looks like we're going to come out in P9. We're going to have a little bit of clear track ahead of us, hopefully so. So now it's going to be about keeping that lead over Perez. Hopefully when he comes into pit, we can come out ahead of him as we were on track. And we'll see now as we come round on lap 8. I think Sergio Perez is going to be pitting this lap then. And we're going to see, are we able to stay ahead of him? We've done quite a quick outlap here as K-Mag is coming into the pit lane.
Kevin's in the pits.
Kevin is in the pits, and we're coming down the start of finish straight there. We can see Perez, he looks like he's coming out, but we've got such a heavy lead on him there. It wasn't even a competition. He comes out behind Alonso there, who's on the medium compound tyre. He has pitted, and he is net P2 on the road. So it is myself, Alonso, Perez, Sainz and Verstappen there. The Red Bulls really struggling through the round of pit stops there as we come round on lap 14. It looks like we've managed to open the gap there to Alonso to about 5 seconds, and Sainz has managed to make a move on Perez. So this is the final lap of the race. It is ourselves P1, Alonso P2, Sainz in P3 there. Kevin Magnussen back there in 15th position. That's not too bad from him, but he has Esteban Ocon real close behind him, and behind Ocon there's about a 7.5 second gap. So Russell down there in P11, Hamilton in P7, so Russell outside of the points here. And now all we need to do on this last lap of the race is keep it on the black stuff. And I've got no earthly idea where this pace has come from this weekend. We have got a custom setup on the car, but I think they've done an update to the handling model, because it was night and day difference this race compared to the struggles we had in Bahrain, the struggles we had in Jeddah, and now we are going to be crossing the line if we can keep it on the track. A race winner here. We qualified in P5 in a wet qualifying when the grid was all over the place as we were going on to a drying track. We made it work for us there, getting ourselves in P5. And as we come around the final turns here, there's no competition. Alonso gets overtaken by Sainz there on the last lap of the race, and Perez looks like he's trying to make it work. And here we are, crossing the line, a race winner.
Oh, superb driving. That is the race win, my friend. Well done.
Unbelievable. What the hell has just happened there? What has just happened there? How?
Another superb Australian Grand Prix comes to an end then, and it's a thoroughly deserved victory.
It's one thing to put fast laps together, but to make these moves stick without losing too much time, that's real racecraft.
There aren't many teams, as they come out onto the podium now, who could do what Haas have managed to accomplish here. It's hard to believe how competitive they've already become. Amazing victory. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
I don't quite know how we've achieved that. I have no earthly idea how that has happened. All I can say is unbelievable. Lap after lap after lap after lap, we were putting the laps together. We managed to make 2 overtakes for the lead after losing the lead. I don't know how we've done that. The pace of the car was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I have no words for how that has happened. I don't want to get too ahead of myself for the next race weekend, but if the car feels anything like that feels, I think we are in for a good season. Nothing has changed from the last weekend to this weekend. The difficulty has remained on the same, on 90. I have no idea, but we have a secret meeting, so we're gonna go and have a sit with the meeting. This looks like it's an RB meeting. I mean, we can continue the talks, I guess. I have no idea.
Been scouring the social socials and asking around, and I'm delighted to say that the team are none the wiser about us chatting with anyone else. And the meeting went well, too. I know. I'm amazing. You're welcome.
I'm just going to check here that the difficulty has not changed. It hasn't. Unbelievable. Well, thank you guys for joining me in this episode of Formula 1 2024 Career Mode. We're going to have a look to see, is there any upgrades? There is. There's 2 upgrades that we can get done. So we're going to try and get both of these upgrades done now. Front ring and rear wing. And so, unbelievable. Yeah, I am super proud of that achievement that we've just got there. First race win, first podium finish of the season. Thank you guys for joining me. I've been the ProdigyCraft, and peace out.